Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petrarca with your live Pinpoint Doppler 12 FUTURECAST.
All right, a lot to cover. Now, keep in mind, this is a storm that actually starts off as rain later on this evening for a portion of the overnight, and it doesn't switch over to wet snow until the pre-dawn hours. Northern Rhode Island, you're first, and then towards the coastline a few hours later. Take a look at what I'm looking at on live Pinpoint Doppler 12 radar. You see the rain offshore. This is rain because temperatures for now certainly very mild, and there's quite a bit of precipitation now just south of the coastline. Keeping an eye on this. This is all tracking off essentially from south to north. In fact, this is actually the rain that came through during the hours yesterday. So it stalled offshore, and now this precipitation is working from south to north into our area, and this will move through this evening and overnight. And again, the colder air is still waiting across upstate New York and northern New England. It'll take a while for that to come down, but I do anticipate after midnight tonight that precipitation switching over to snow. 53, I mean, hard to believe. We're forecasting, you know, several inches of snow, as much as 7, 8 inches of snow just 12 hours away, and it's 53 degrees right now. So really dramatic weather changes ahead next 12 to 24 hours. Tiverton coming in at 52 with mainly cloudy skies right now, or increasing clouds. So here's the breakdown for Friday morning, and essentially this is the worst part of the storm here, with a wet, heavy snow, poor travel. I mean, really a tough visibility. The roads collecting with snow rather quickly. It would not surprise me to see snowfall rates at times of perhaps an inch per hour. Now, Friday afternoon, the early part, it's still snowing. I'm thinking the wind down time here is between roughly 1 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but still anticipating slippery roads at that time. And then we are dry, windy, cold, and dry for Friday night, though. Watch for icy spots as wet surfaces will start to freeze up. So that's sort of the breakdown. Okay, where's the cold air needed for snow? Look at the mild air, just a sliver of it hanging on, but watch the temperatures, how they drop off. Syracuse at 36. So the colder air dropping down, the moisture coming up the coastline. You can see the leading edge at the northern fringe right now. Let me take you across the Carolina coastline, and there's our storm system developing now across the Carolinas, and that will track north and east at the same time. The colder air coming down from upstate New York, and the net result is your wet, heavy snow. Let's take it into the future now, starting off at 11 o'clock tonight with periods of rain, but notice by early tomorrow morning, this stripe of blue indicates wet, heavy snow. Near the coastline, New Bedford and the Cape, it may be raining for another hour or two, but even here, switching over to all snow. This darker blue at 10 a.m. is heavy snow. It starts to let up a little bit by early afternoon, and then by mid to late day, it's completely gone with clearing skies. So by mid to late day, final snowfall accumulations, a good portion of our area away from the coastline, anywhere from as low as 4 to as high as 7. Because the change to snow is delayed a little bit near the coastline, 2 to 4 inches. However, if the switch over to snow is quicker at the coastline, then the 4 to 7 amounts will have to be included for the South Shore as well. All right, 7-day FUTURECAST shows the snow for Friday morning into Friday afternoon, at least early on. A better weather for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, turning colder next week. The next thing of interest would be on Tuesday, perhaps another coastal storm, colder. That is the next chance of snow, with a temperature at 36 and overnight lows in the 20s. It's not a dry, fluffy snow. It's very wet and sticky and pasty. It will cling to tree limbs and power lines, difficult to remove and plow. In fact, the weight of the snow could actually take down some limbs or even some power lines. So that's something that we'll keep a close eye on throughout the afternoon and morning tomorrow.
And even during our shows last night, just with the rain, we had, I believe, an accident near Jefferson Boulevard exit on 95 North. So it doesn't take much, and you add in the snow and the commute at the same time. Yeah,
I'm really concerned about the morning commute because it's really going to come down at a good clip. It's going to be poor visibility. It'll stick to the roads rapidly. It's going to be very difficult tomorrow morning between roughly 7 and noontime.
All right, Tony, thanks. More coverage you can count.